everybody, this is Sherry, and I had a request from one of my subscribers, Sherry Vaughn, to show how I attach the napkin to my paper bag card. Now this is just a small one, Sherry, and it's actually, I'm going to use it for a goodie bag. Let's see, it's 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. And it's not even, my napkin is, as you can see, is not the same length or the same size. I'm going to cut it down when I'm done. Okay, so what I got was some Glad cling wrap, which is plastic wrap. You know, you can get it at the dollar store. I already cut mine because half the time I end up cutting myself on the little jagged edge, and I didn't want to do that on the video. And I cut it to go over top of my plastic bag, or to go over my paper bag, and I just lay it on top of my bag. Now you're going to do both sides, so when you get to the other side you'll have to just fold down that flap. And these are the napkins I chose for this one. It's just, let's see, I got these at TJ Maxx for $1.69, and they're just, I guess they're beverage napkins is what they are. And I decided, I already cut one in half. It comes, you know, with 4. I cut it in half, and I'm going to cut the other half here now. Let's see. No problem there. You just cut down to the pieces you want. Now, I mean, if your bag is bigger, then, you know, try to look for bigger napkins, or you can always open up, you know, the whole napkin and use it. I mean, it's completely and totally up to you. I got to scoot in here a little further. Okay, now you peel off the layers, and I believe, I don't know how many layers is on this. I believe there's another paper layer, another white layer. And I believe it was Aunt Beck's creation. She was doing some projects the other day where she was using napkins. And now I've always thrown this piece away and never thought another thing about it. But she actually mentioned that you could stamp on it and then, you know, reuse it, you know, make a piece that, you know, totally your own. And I'm sorry guys, I'm having a heck of a time getting a hold of, there we go. Got the second piece off, because it was a 3-ply napkin, and you don't want any of these other ones, because what will happen is it'll stick to this and it won't stick to the piece you want. And this one actually kind of has a faint image of it. It's really cute. And now see, I put my paper bag down, and I have a tempered glass surface, and I'm too lazy to get out a you know, an ironing board. But you know, you could put down a piece of cardboard, you know, whatever you want. You don't have to use your ironing board. Now what I do is I put a piece of paper over top. Oops, sorry, not ready. Not ready for the paper. Back up. Sorry, Sherry, I don't mean to be confusing. Okay, I put the napkin where I want it. And this is the part that I'm wanting to see. And remember, I'm going to cut this top part off because I'm using it as a treat bag, and I want it the same length as my napkin. So then I bring my paper bag over. Still make sure I got it straight, because I've had it shift under there and come out and like half my napkin had moved. I have my iron heated as hot as it'll go. So, I mean, everybody's iron's different. Just heat it as hot as it'll go. You don't need any steam. No steam for this project. And you can use tissue paper, which I found some really pretty tissue paper I was thinking about using, but you had specifically wanted to see the napkins. So, you know, I didn't want to confuse you if that would have, you know, might happen. So I wanted to make sure that I showed you the napkin. And I may do tissue paper on another bag. Now, I always get this line. I don't know why. My iron is clean, but I always get it. I think it's just a reaction between the Teflon part of the iron and the paper. And you know, pick your paper up and look, and you move this out of the way here before I burn myself. And see the extra plastic that was there just peels away, and some of it is stuck, but it just rolls right off. I'm going to iron a little more. No, don't even have to do that. Good to go. See, and it did shift a little, so it's not lined up perfectly, but that's okay. Let me shut this iron off. Well, hold on, because I'm going to show you what I do on the other side. Let me take a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to trim this down to the edge of my bag. And you will probably have to do this a couple times, because sometimes the napkin kind of gets a little away with you. These aren't my good scissors. If I had my good scissors, I wouldn't have to trim it a second time. But, and just scoop this up, and there's the front of your paper bag. Now when I get to this side, I fold it down like this, and I can do the same thing. Or if I was going to do like a paper bag card, I would line it up right here with this edge, because this I always do different, and I don't want the napkin on this part, because I'm going to cover it with paper if it were a card. But since I'm doing it as a bag, I'm going to lay it like that. I've got another piece of the plastic wrap. Now this one's going to be a little tough, because it's not going to want to stay down for you, Sherry. So you got to make sure that you keep that piece down. And I have actually added saran wrap, cut my saran wrap extra big, because I knew it would stick to the glass. And that helped hold my bag in place, because I wanted that flap to stay down and not get caught on anything. We'll see if that holds it well. Whoop, nope. All right, now here's the next one. So we got to peel the backing off again. The first one always peels off pretty easy. It's the second one that gets me every time. You just kind of got to fiddle with the edge until you can get a hold of it, and kind of run your finger over it, and eventually it'll separate. There we go. Not as hard as I had the last time. Peel it off. Figure out where you want it to go. Now again, I want the same piece with the Eiffel Tower. I don't know, let's see. That's kind of pretty too. Now I want it the same, because I'm gonna, fill it with stuff. So I don't think I want the back to be different. And so I put my napkin down and put my paper over top, and then just go back to ironing this. Now remember, you're going to have that bump there, so be sure to press a little heavier there. I always try to, not that I want the bag to stay down there, but I want to make sure that I get in that where there's like a little groove, and make sure that my napkin stays down real good. And just iron over it again. It doesn't take long. No, probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds, somewhere in there. And you don't have to have the kind of plastic wrap I got. Whatever you can get your hands on, as long as it's the clear plastic wrap, you're good. Let me see. And see where it kind of melts the plastic, and you just pull that off, because that's all melted away and we don't need it. And we are done. There we go. trim away the part that we don't. Yep. Trim away the excess. Trying to make sure I'm still in. I've got my tripod set back up, but now I got to get used to where it's at. I might need to pull it a little closer to me. And there we go. See, I got a little that I missed, but if I had my good scissors, I wouldn't have had that problem. And you just open it back up because some of the plastic went underneath there, but it's not going to stick, you know, that you can't pull it off, Sherry. So don't worry about that. And there is your plastic bag, or your bag, and it's all covered up with the napkin. And like I said, you can use tissue paper, anything that you want. I'm going to zoom you in here, Sherry, so you can get a good look. Seems funny saying Sherry because I'm used to being the Sherry, but that's okay. I'll share with you. And you know, I've gotten different size napkins, so you know that gives you a little more space than just these little tiny beverage napkins. But like I said, with tissue paper, you know, that's a huge piece. You could cover just about any bag you wanted. But there you go. I hope you like it. I hope this helped you. And if you have any other questions, now remember, I'm going to go across mine and trim that off so you won't see that white up there. But if you have any other questions, Sherry, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for visiting me today, guys, and happy crafting. Bye.